Well, let me start by saying that I'm writing this letter from a prison cell where they currently keep me locked up in solitary confinement the 24 hours of the day and only get the chance to come out twice a week, once for a 10-minute shower and one time to go outside and get some fresh air in another small cage, just outside of this building. Actually, I've been in prison for almost half of my life. I'm now 36 years of age, but have spent almost 16 of those years behind bars. I'm in prison being accused of a double murder, and I'm serving a sentence of 2 natural lives without the possibility of parole, plus 30 years. So if you're going to remember at least one thing from what I'm about to say, you should always remember this, that if I don't get a fair opportunity to receive true justice in the Illinois court system, the reality is that I will die in this place. And no, I don't tell you this so that you can feel sorry. On the contrary, the main and only reason why you should keep that in mind is because if you choose to go in the wrong path, the odds are that this could be you in the future. Either you'll be telling a similar story, or even worse, a family member will be telling your story and how they ended up losing you. Or best case scenario, let's say that you slip through the cracks of the street life and don't end up dead or in prison. Do you honestly believe that your life would amount to much? Look, the main reason why I got so interested in sharing some of my story is because they told me that this letter would reach many kids and young adults whom in one way or another have gotten into some trouble lately. I can obviously relate, and if anything, you'd be surprised as to how similar our stories might be when I was your age. It'd just be a shame if you commit the same mistakes and end up going down the same road, especially since you can see where that has landed me, and most importantly, since you still got the opportunity to stop and reconsider the many options that you got to really do right and eventually become a success story, instead of one of many tragic ones. Perhaps you might be thinking, oh, here goes another lecture, but it's not even like that. The reality is that compared to many other adults, I do come from the hood and have lived the street life. I'm not saying that those adults are wrong, because if we're going to be honest, most of them have good ideas and always the best intentions. But on my part, the truth is that I've experienced the dark side of life and in the process ended up losing my own. I chose the gang, the violence, the drugs, and basically crime in general, later on to come and realize that I've failed my family as well as society. Well, before I continue, let me also mention that I'm a proud father of 3 gorgeous young girls whom I love with all of my heart and who are my prior reason to want to better myself on a daily basis, who help me stay sane in this environment of chaos, and of course, for whom my heart continues to break every single day. So with that being said, you can better understand why it is so important for me that you don't follow in my steps and make the same mistakes that I made. I love my daughters like crazy, and this is not the life I want for them. Besides, coming from where I come also makes me care very much for all the young homies in each and all neighborhoods, and this is not the life I want for you either. So yeah, I feel it's my responsibility to tell it to you straight up, because you at least deserve that much. I'm saying I always wonder what could have been of me if any of the older guys, the ones I used to look up to, had been man enough and cared so much as to keep it real with the younger generation, because I do believe that my life would have taken a totally different turn. I cannot predict what direction, neither what accomplishments would have been reached, but I'm confident that at this stage of the game, I would have been telling you a whole different story, and a successful one for sure.